Okay, deep breath. And another one. As above, so below, as within, so without. I only want to hold you in my heart. I only want to hold you in my heart. All right, today I want to talk about politics, and specifically how politics makes me feel. Tense, in a word. It's how I feel about it. Now I have my side. And man, do I not like the other side, you know? I feel tense about it. I want my side to win. And yet I'm not going to just blast it out to the public, but I am going to talk about it. I'm going to talk around it on a public platform. Yeah, I feel tense. Like a spider creeping across like a giant spider creeping across my back, or a shadow. There's fire too, but it's mostly like a sinking, weighted kind of tension, like a like an ache, not like a fun ache, like a burden, like a weight. So I feel that, and I'm like, And it's a challenge, right? Because like, there's a part of me that wants to just say, I'm gonna just ignore politics. I'm gonna ignore the subject. I haven't gotten anything good out of being engaged with it except for exhausted. I've done my little stints in activism. I've done my little stints, trying to make a difference. I've had passion projects that I've put my all into. And through all of that effort I made at those times, underscoring it a lot was a sense of self-importance. That was part of it, because I was young and afraid and didn't know my place in the world. So I compensated by, trying to inflate myself to be bigger and better and to give myself a sense of value. And nothing wrong with that. That's normal stuff. But in doing all of that, I was woefully blind to things I was missing, things I was running from that eventually came back to bite me. And then I had to deal with that, and I couldn't. I mean, I still would, but it was harder to focus on politics, you know? So now I'm older, a little older, and politics is. I still listen to a lot of politics, and I like to root for my side, and I like to get angry and want to win. I notice, a lot of it is. I think of snappy comebacks, right? I notice all of that. And in my better moments, I expand and I feel, and I'm like, man, we're really sharing in this experience together. We all kind of like doing this. We all kind of like making snappy comebacks and repartee, I think is the word. Who doesn't like to win? It's fun. But yeah, there's also a sinking feeling, like something bad is happening. And there's also a lot of sadness when the thing you want to happen doesn't happen. When someone engages in a behavior that causes you harm, or people you know harm, when you suffer the consequences of somebody else's lack of care. And that wounding riles you up, and then you get prepared to fight. And when you're prepared to fight, you get riled up. You get, put into fight or flight mode. Your parasympathetic nervous system gets activated. You start to shut down information sources because you're no longer allowing yourself to be vulnerable and to soften. And when you fail to soften, you fail to be supple. You become brittle. Brittleness will happen when you fail to acknowledge what's truly happening. Instead, what you're responding to are your expectations of what's truly happening. But you're not training your expectations on reality. You're abstracting reality. And that kind of makes you an asshole, if I'm honest. Like, I become an asshole. And sometimes that's called for, Like, being angry doesn't necessarily make you an asshole. Or if it does, maybe sometimes being an asshole is what's called for. But the thing is, you don't get angry about something you don't care about. You have to care to get angry about something. So, what is the thing you actually care about? I think most people, they have a hard time talking about it because they have feelings, and then they have that space. I talked about this before. They have a space between their feelings and their thoughts. And a lot of people insert their own thoughts, and those thoughts explain as explanations for the feelings, but they're not necessarily connected. The person isn't in touch with the reality of their feelings. They're just angry, and then they come up with an explanation, or they adopt someone else's explanation for why they're angry and act that out. I don't want to be like that. I do care. I don't mind fighting. Fighting can be good. Fighting can get some energy moving. And also, there's a time and place. And a better and worse way to fight. The world is horrible. We don't have to keep making it horrible, like more horrifying than it already is. It's time we, I think, confront ourselves to our depths. And that can't be this language about you've been programmed, they're trying to deceive you. It can't be this language around, manipulators exist around every corner and we have to shed a light on that. I'm not even saying none of that is, that all of that is crap. It has some value, but the truth is a lot of that is pointing right at you and your own accountability to yourself and the things you're afraid to look at. That's what's going to shape your world. You have to be able to confront it. And it's fucking scary. And if you don't know how to get out of your head, it will feel like you're going to die. So that's why we take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Center on our hearts. Listen deeply, attentively, like you're trying to anticipate something exciting, like something's about to happen. What is it? And we take a deep breath. So yeah, politics could be good, could be bad. I don't know. You've got to fight for the world that you want, right? You've got to engage with the world. There's no escaping the world that you live in. But you need to be able to see it clearly, and nobody does. So what do you do then? You can't do nothing, and you can't just flail around, which is what most people do, myself included. You have to engage and listen closely to yourself and to other people, not because of some value of, kumbaya, because you got to know what's actually happening. You got to know you have to have clear signals of information. Sense data. None of this was, very practicable advice, right? It's just my thoughts. I think politics has a lack of appreciation for listening and vulnerability, and all of that is necessary to be able to exist on the planet with other people. People don't have the skills. It's going to lead to a lot of pain. It already is leading to a lot of pain, and it's very sad. And a lot of people are suffering, and a lot of people will suffer, and it's very sad. Any case. If I could see your shadow, if I could see your shadow, if I could see your shadow, what would I see? Have a good day.